what's unique about the Acting Center is that you get to really explore all kinds of things with no attention on how you're doing. And I think in most of my previous training, I was always feeling like I had to hit something very specifically. And so there more effort goes into it, which takes you away from being in touch with the really special part of yourself where anything can happen, where it's going to have a lot more colors, number one, and also no evaluation is really a big deal, because then you start to take a lot of risks that get shut down little by little as you get critiqued in other situations. You begin to put yourself into a narrower place because you're trying to fit into all the criteria that someone's telling you you need to achieve. Whereas at the Acting Center, it's full-on exploration and constant doing stuff, just doing, as opposed to listening. That's a big difference. Auditioning has definitely changed for me. First of all, I'm having a lot of fun. And I don't think I ever had fun auditioning before. But I have a different viewpoint going in, and it's one of insouciance, and it's one of just loving acting and not really caring what anyone else thinks, whether, the director or the casting person, whoever it is, not worrying about, gee, what are they thinking of me as I'm doing it. I found I'm now more able to just go in and have a ball and do what I feel like doing and enjoy it for the love of the character, for the love of acting. A kind of freedom is in my work. It took the seriousness off of it. And when the seriousness went, the effort went, and then more colors came. On the set, I used to worry about, okay, do I have to get in character? There was always too much effort to arrive somewhere, because I never had the viewpoint that you can just say, okay, be it, and be it. And the freedom of knowing that I can do that, as opposed to work up to it, allows me on the set, especially when you're filming very quickly and they film scenes backwards, I mean, very backwards in television sometimes. I no longer felt the stress of how am I building the scene. I just know that I know, as opposed to wondering if I know. And I can just turn it on, turn it off, boom, boom, boom. Self-criticism has lessened considerably for me. I think I was the big critic. I was my biggest critic, without question. And I find that even on a set now, when I do a scene or about to do a scene, if I feel that little bit of self-evaluation come in, I go, that's not helpful. And I no longer feel like, okay, now that was the perfect take. That was it. That has finally started to go away, because it was like, no, yes, now I just play it and play with it and stop worrying about how is it going and do I have the whole thing. I just keep doing it. And that is very different for me. And as a result, I've noticed when I've seen the work on film, it's just better, just much better. I think what's changed is the realization that I can actually, first of all, be in any emotion just like that. And once you realize you have that ability, it allows you to think of other characters that you kind of before would, I don't know if I could ever be that. You stop worrying about how you are and or how you think people think you are, and you have more fun with what interests you. And it might be something very different. And even within a scene, you'll find yourself pulling some interesting emotions and quick change of emotions that in the past I probably wouldn't have thought were appropriate for the character, but now I'm willing to explore them with that character, and as a result, the character has more range and is more complex, more interesting. Actually, becoming another character happens to me all the time now, and that didn't used to be so. I mean, once in a while you'd get a moment where you'd go, wow, I'm so lost in this. I am that person. And that didn't happen totally for me too often, especially with more in the past, with more extreme or different characters than were closer to me. But now I find that I kind of expect that of myself. I kind of expect myself to go so there that I am that person, and Anne is gone, and I can keep going with that person and play with it more and more. And I kind of don't want to leave them because I'm having fun, and I'd rather play there a lot longer. And that never happened before. So, and that to me is the essence, the real essence and the heart of acting, and it's what I always strive for. And it has never happened as much as it's happening now.